Good evening. Thank you, Brian, and High Plains Radio, our distinguished panel tonight, and Dolores, our timekeeper, everyone who is here listening, as well as everyone who is at home listening right now. Welcome to the Candidates Forum. My name is Cindy Allen, and I am running for the State Board of Education. My husband and I live in Ogallala. I have 7 children. 6 of them are girls, and I understand drama in the home. I also understand, and I told my daughters, that if they promise not to blame me for their failures, I promise not to take credit for their success. My background is in education as well as in agriculture. My husband and I are row crop dryland farmers just south of Ogallala in Keith and Perkins County. The reason I'm running for the State Board of Education is that I feel that running for office is the best way to contribute to society. I also realize that there's a direct correlation between student achievement and leadership. My educational background is that I received my bachelor's degree from Bellevue University in leadership and also in economics. In Bellevue University, every student must graduate with a full knowledge, 12 credit hours of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Federalist Letters. And I feel it's imperative today to teach our students in school that the Constitution is founded upon wisdom, and the power of the Constitution will be placed in their hands. And it is imperative that they exercise their right to vote for those who are in public office because of this. I also understand that leadership, true leaders make informed decisions. I have participated, I'm an alum from the Nebraska Lead Association, a LEAD program, also the State Chamber Leadership Program, and I'm also a member of the Ogallala Rotary Club. 3 of the points that I'd like to make tonight as far as what I can do on the State Board of Education is that, first of all, I feel it's important that we recognize that the parents are the primary educators of their children. The next point that I would like to make is that I believe that we have to exercise state and fiscal economic responsibility, and that we must recognize that the state is in control of education, and we need to hold back federal mandates in education that are funded as a political engineering strategy to participate in education in every state in our nation. The third is that I think we need to recruit and retain quality teachers in the classroom. If I work for you on the State Board of Education, I will listen to your concerns, I will take responsibility for my decisions, and I will connect with the public on a grassroots level. Thank you. Are there any questions?
The state of Nebraska currently lags the nation in technology-based economic development. How do you think Nebraska should bolster the workforce of the future by addressing deficiencies in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education?
I need to clarify your question, Doug. Technology in the state of Nebraska working together in the area of education to bolster science, math, and what was the, go ahead.
Engineering and mathematics, STEM learning.
Mm-hmm.
How would you improve STEM learning in the state of Nebraska, that being science, technology, engineering, and mathematics?
Well, I think one way to improve learning altogether in education is through the statewide assessment programs. I think the statewide assessment testing will give us a clear picture and a realistic view of where our students are in all of those core subjects that you just mentioned. As far as technology, I think we're able to bring technology into the classroom through one-on-one laptops, distance learning, online learning, to expand the core subjects and learning possibilities that our children will have, our students will have in the classroom.
Some of your written materials you supplied us talked about a couple of things, and one of them that you touched on already, I wanted you to maybe elaborate on a little bit, and that was recognizing parents as the primary educators of the children. Number one part, how would you go about bolstering that awareness with parents and getting that to happen more often? And then secondly, probably, maybe this is tied to it to a degree, you also talk about exploring a substantial improvement process in the education system. What do you
First of all, recognizing that parents are the primary educators of their children, I think that educators in our school system have a right to expect that children will come to school ready to learn and well behaved. I also think that parents have the responsibility for the education of their children in choosing who they're going to delegate that responsibility to, whether they're going to homeschool or whether they're going to send their children to public school. I think that parents have to be involved in their children's education in the area of communicating with their school board members as well as their state school board members, because they know what's best for their children. I think there's been a disconnect between parents and educators as well as administrators and board members, and so much of the responsibility has been allocated outside of the home that I think it's imperative that we bring it back into the home. And how can we do this? How can we do this? I think that we have to exercise the mantra to get parents involved, to bring them back into education. In the past, school board members had that influence, or parents had that influence through their school board members and through the state board. And that's why these two boards were formed, so that parents had an opportunity to be involved and voice their concerns in the educational system. I think there has been a cutoff between parents and board members, and I'd like to restore that communication. And your second question, Jim?
Substantial improvement.
I feel that we always need to be discontent with status quo. To bring about a change in education, we understand there are a lot of issues surrounding education, such as truancy, dropout rate, school safety, just to name a few. I think that we need to be discontent with status quo so that we can go forward and improve for our students' welfare in education. I believe that the way to initiate change is through incremental changes. We need to see what works. And as we increment different changes at different levels in education, I think we'll make that discovery and keep what works and throw out what does not work. My background in education has been a passion for me, with 7 children going through K through master's degree in education as well as my own education. I believe that it's imperative that children and students have the opportunity for a quality education. There's a transforming power in knowledge, and I think that for the future of our country, we have to pass this on to our children to ensure that they are good citizens in a constitutional republic. I would appreciate your vote November 2nd. My name again is Cindy Allen, State Board of Education, and I will be on your ballot. Thank you.